Hi guys, welcome to Creative Chess channel. My name is Novikova Galina. I'm a women feeder master and welcome to my new lessons. Today I've decided to start a new idea. My new idea is to tell you about the end game, and I would like to start with the rook and pawn end games because they are quite often occur in our games. That's why let's start. First of all, it's a very famous position which is called Philidor position, which I hope guys you know, but if not, let's repeat. So now it's black to move, and you can see that black rook doesn't allow the white king to penetrate into their camp. And so that should remain like this. So first we play rook to g6, for example. We are waiting for white to push their pawn. If they're not pushing and just waiting, we also wait. So we're waiting on the 6th rank. And okay, so we may go like that, like this, and so on. We are waiting. White has nothing to do but to push the pawn. And when they push the pawn, we are ready to attack them from the back. And white king has no way to escape these checks. Let's, for example, play like this, but black rook is going to attack the king, and the king has no squares to escape. That is the draw. It is a very famous Philidor position. So, guys, let's go further. So, next position is this one. Now already the rook is standing on the 7th file and the pawn on the 6th. So here it's white to play. Actually, it's a winning position. If you want again, guys, you may stop the video and try to find the solution yourself. It's white to move and win. And meanwhile, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is that first you go rook to g7, and it doesn't matter where the king retreats. So anyway, black is losing. For example, if they retreat to f8, we just go rook to h7. We want to checkmate them, and if they go back to g8, we just go f7. They go here, and we go take their rook and win. So if, for example, black here retreats to h8, then it is the same story. Check, check with the pawn, and rook to h8, and white is winning. So next position. Here it seems to us that it's nearly the same, and white should be winning because the pawn is already on the 6th rank. White king is here, but it's black to move, and actually here it's a draw. Why is that? There is a great idea for black here, guys. You should remember it because it will be very unexpected for your opponent. So it's rook to c7. What is that? White doesn't understand, so they want to checkmate the king. And if, for example, black goes here to protect, yes, so we return to initial positions where, if you remember the previous position, we are going to play rook to h7, then rook to g7, then rook to h7, and then f7 and win. But the problem that here in this position, black is not going to protect the 8th rank. We are just playing the tricky move, rook to g7, and it turns out that white can't take the rook because of the stalemate. And if not to take the rook, then, for example, to play here, then we just go back, for example, to g2, and now you see it's checks, and again white king has no ways to run away from the checks of the black rook. So here white can't win, so it's a draw. So again, guys, do remember this great trick, super cool trick. So with rook to g7. So next position. Here, in this case, though white has 2 pawns, doesn't matter. It's again reminds Philidor position, but with 2 pawns. And here it's a draw because White's king can't move to h7 right now. That's why we're just waiting. And when goes to g6, again we go and we're going to make some checks. So that's the draw. But if the pawns are a little bit further, a little bit closer to the 8th rank, then it's a win. But it's not that easy to win here. You need to know one great idea. And this idea for White, here's White to play and win. The idea is you can't go first of all with a pawn. I want to warn you, because in this case, Rook plays to b6, and after g6, we just take the pawn and it's stalemate. That's why, so the best idea here for White is to play first Rook to h6. We are protecting the 6th rank, and now we are ready to play g7. For example, Black has no other opportunities but to move somewhere here. That's why Black goes there, and now g7. And again, Black can't get away from the 8th rank because of the Rook a8. That's why they're waiting. And now we are ready to exchange the rooks on the f8 square. So here we're exchanging, and after exchanges you see that White is winning. So next one. Here it happened in one of the games, and it was Black's move, and everything ended in a draw because Black remembered one of the tricks. Guys, now I advise you to find how to play for Black, so to become a draw. So the answer is the rook goes to h7. What can White do actually? So they wanted to, for example, for the king to go to c8, and now king goes to c6, and it seems that White is winning here. But guys, please find the best move for Black. I have just shown you that great trick for Black, how they finish the game in a draw. Yeah, they just knew the trick, rook to c7. White can't take, but if not to take, we'll just go here and we'll make some checks from the back rank. And the last position for today, it's this one. It happened in one of the games. The position was like that. It was Black's move, but so the winning, not the drawish moves. There were no winning moves, but the game should end it in a draw. But Black didn't play precisely. Instead of playing a5 or, for example, rook to b3, which leads to the draw, so they played rook to c5. And actually, after checks and these moves, it was easy for White to win. For example, just playing rook to h7 would be winning. For example, something like that might have happened. See, the pawns are coming, but White is ready to capture the pawn and to win. So we are giving the pawn, we are approaching, taking. Yeah, guys, here it was impossible to take the pawn because check, and then check again, and we'll take the rook. So, and that's why after several moves, here you see the breach. White is going to protect the pawn and then to promote it. And actually here White is winning. But instead of this, in this position, White just played a terrible move after rook to c6. They played just e6, and it was a draw because now Black can easily make several checks. For example, after rook to c1, there'll be a lot of checks. and the position is a complete draw. So that's why, guys, as you see, there are a lot of positions different, which it's better to know. You should remember them, and that's why it's very important to learn these endgames and to remember all these kinds of position, not to lose, because endgame is the most difficult part of the game. So guys, I'll go on with my endgame studies, so please follow me. Thanks to everybody, subscribe to my chess channel, and see you in my new videos. Bye bye.